Assalamualaikum. A very good morning to my virus and also my fellow friends. Today, our group will present a topic about movement of substances across the plasma membrane. But in this video presentation, we will give you about the misconception that occur in osmosis and also diffusion. Okay, before we proceed that, I would like to introduce myself and also my team members. Firstly, I am a Nur Aina Shazlin binti Zaidin. My other team members is Ilhami Nur Izzati, Nur Fatiha binti Malik, and lastly is Siti Amira binti Nur Aziman. Okay. Okay guys, why do you think we choose osmosis and diffusion as our topic about a misconception? Okay, I will give you a brief explanation, the introduction about osmosis and also diffusion. Alright, we go back to the introduction. Student content, knowledge, and confidence are important in determining student level of understanding about a science concept. So the teacher needs to know the student knowledge and confidence whether the student understand about this concept that we the teacher teach the student. Then, according to authors, teaching diffusion and osmosis is one of misconceptions that occur in a student. So basically, diffusion and osmosis that the most difficult topic that the student have to understand. These two concepts is very important to the understanding of basic biology concept. Okay. We go to first is a diffusion. Diffusion is the primary method of short-distance transport in a cell and a cellular system. The scientific definition of diffusion is the movement of particles from an area of higher concentration to lower concentration. So, diffusion is one type of passive transport. This process is a spontaneous process and there is no ATP needed for diffusion to occur. So, the overall effect of diffusion is to equalize the concentration throughout the medium. So, we go to the osmosis. Osmosis is used to explain water uptake by plants, trigger pressure in plants, water balance in aquatic creatures, and transport in a living organism. The scientific definition of the osmosis is the movement of solvent particles across a semi-permeable membrane from a dilute concentration in dilute solution into the concentrated solution, which means from higher to the lower concentration. So the solvent moves to dilute the concentrated solution, the solvent moves to dilute the concentrated solution and equalize the concentration on both sides of the membrane. So these two types of passive transport give a misconception to students because this too is a passive transport. There is no need ATP and a spontaneous process. So what is the difference about diffusion and also osmosis? Okay class, we need to know what the differences between two concepts. The differences that students need to know is in diffusion, solvent, solute, and also gas can diffuse, and the diffusion does not need a semi-permeable membrane. While in osmosis, only solvent can diffuse through the semi-permeable membrane, can move to the semi-permeable membrane. So there is two differences that we can see in osmosis and diffusion, so that the student need to take note about these differences so that they do not have a misconception about osmosis and also diffusion. Then we go to the misconception. Alright. The misunderstanding may have present before any teaching and can be found even after teaching has taken place. The reason the misconception of these two concepts occur because firstly is that this concept requires students to visualize and think about chemical processes at the molecular level, which is the molecular level is in the cell. So the student need to visualize how the plasma membrane, how the gas, how the solute, how the solvent can move to one side to another side. So the student need to visualize. And the second is student confused with definition of the osmosis and diffusion. Because of them is passive transport and no need energy to occur. Because both of them is used to equalize between two concentration of the medium. But there's a difference that I mentioned that. Yeah, the differences is about in osmosis there is need semi-permeable membrane, and only osmosis solvent can move to one side to another side. Okay, thirdly is misconception of water relation in plant science is come from the misconception of these two concepts. So what misconception in a plant, which is a methonicity in a plant, is come from these two misconceptions, diffusion and also osmosis. If the student does not know between these two concepts, will come to another misconception, which is a misconception of water relation in plant cell. Lastly, the reason why the misconception of these two concepts will occur because it's also from the textbook, because in the textbook do not have a clear diagram showing the differences and example of these two concepts in the real life. In a textbook also, there is no given example in real life. As you know, diffusion you can have in real life as you put a syrup in the water and then the syrup will diffuse in the water so that the water will become red. This is become of diffusion. While for the osmosis is osmosis in a plant cell and also in animal cell. When you put a plant cell in a hypotonic solution, so the water for the high concentration will diffuse into the lower concentration, which is the cell, through a semi-permeable membrane. But when a plant cell in a plant cell in a hypotonic solution, the plant cell will become live because the plant cell favor hypotonic solution, while animal cell does not favor hypotonic solution because there is too much water in a cell. In a animal cell, there is no cell wall, so that the cell in an animal cell will become swollen and lastly will become burst. So the type of this misconception is a conceptual misunderstanding. This type of conception will arise when a student out of scientific information, a way that does not provoke them to confront the paradox and a conflict resulting from their own preconceived notion and non-scientific belief. So when a student have a non-scientific belief, they will have a misconception in conceptual misunderstanding. Because a diffusion and osmosis is a basic concept of biology concept, so they need to know a basic things before they proceed to a more complex thing in a biology. Okay, that's all from me. So I pass the floor to my friend.
Okay, Assalamualaikum, and my name is Nur Fatiha binti Malik. So I will proceed about the descriptions of the product. These are the list of material that we use to make our product. We use QR code scanner to scan and also create QR code. Besides that, Canva also the major apps that we use in order to create the online comic. Canva provides us opportunity to develop the character, image, and text to enhance the student understanding upon the osmosis and diffusion topic. Other than that, Merge PDF apps help us to combine the comic in form of the PDF. The Flipbook Converter helps in order to make the comic become a real complete book. We also use the quizzes to make a game to assess the understanding of the student regarding this topic. Lastly, we use YouTube as a platform to upload a video regarding on how to handle our product. Okay, next is about the total cost of the product. So the total cost of our product is zero since all the material that we use are free apps. And next, I had provide a tutorial on the YouTube. Okay, here's the link. Okay, the tutorial will show more clearly on how to handle our product. So let's enjoy my tutorial. Okay, now I will share with you a tutorial on how to handle our product. So how to handle QR code. First of all, please make sure that your phone has a good internet connection. Then, as you can see, after you receive the picture of QR code, please save the QR code comic in gallery on your phone. Now you can see our comic. So next, I will show you how to handle our comic. I am pleased to advise you to use in landscape orientation. Yes. Okay, like this. Okay, next, the reader can choose either to perform full screen or standard screen. Okay, this one is the standard screen. For the full screen, okay, this is for the full screen. Just tap. Okay, full screen. Okay, the users can flip the pages by tap the device. Okay, just tap here to move forward. Tap here to move backward. Okay, let's try. Just tap, tap. Tap here, and tap. Okay. Okay, the reader and also the users, you can just double tap to zoom in and double tap to zoom out the page that you want. Okay, just double tap to zoom in and you can move. Double tap to zoom out. As you can see at the top of the screen, okay, this one, okay, you can choose this one, PDF, to read the comic in the PDF form, or you can choose this one to move, to zoom in or zoom out the page that you want. And also you can choose this one to make the comic become full screen. And also this one to move forward or move backward. Forward, move backward. Next, I will show you how to handle the game. So please make sure that your computer and internet connection are configured correctly. Your computer or your laptop and internet connection are configured correctly. So please open the online QR code scanner on your laptop by using Google. Scan the QR code using the webcam. Click on the URL to open the link. Quizzes will appear on your desktop. Just enter your nickname, click button Start Game, play the game, and choose the correct answer. And lastly, click the Submit button.
Assalamualaikum and hi to Madam Fairuz and my fellow friends. My name is Siti Amira binti Noaziman. Now I would like to proceed to the objective of the product. For the first one is to recognize and respond to the misconception in an effective way. Okay, regarding to our topic, which is osmosis and diffusion, students usually get confused in the term of definition or meaning of the diffusion and osmosis. So for example, for definition of diffusion, the correct one is the movement of a substance from an area of high concentration to the low concentration, which is going down gradient. But students usually get misunderstanding this term, maybe due to error in the textbook. Okay, for the second one is to avoid repeating the misconception again, because do not want to make the misinformation increase in its familiarity. Okay, so student needs to understand why they required to change their belief and reduce misconception in science. For example, student may misunderstand about the same similarity or differences between diffusion and osmosis. And the third one is to prevent misconception becoming a habit among teacher and student during the learning and teaching process. Okay, now I move to the useful of the product. The first one is student become more alert about the fact and concept in the science subject that feature in the textbook. So, students can't interpret anymore from their personal experience. The second one is student preparedness conception could occur. So, students can aware about other misconception that can be occur in the future. The third one is teacher can minimize the focus on the misconception. So, it can minimize the familiarity of the misconception. For example, teacher can prevent from use the improper language during teaching and learning session or process in the classroom to avoid misconception become worse among the student perception. The last one is teacher can assist student with interesting teaching aid, teaching material, supporting material during teaching and learning process in the classroom to minimize the misconception. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum to Madam Fairuz and to all my fellow friends. My name is Ilhami Nur Izzati binti Zahari and I am the last presenter who will share on part of the commercialization potential of the product. Basically, our target product is for biology students, especially Form 4 and Form 5, since they studied about topic movement of substances across the plasma membrane in Theme 1 in Chapter 3. So, our product, which is our comic, can help them to better understanding in the topic. Secondly, our product is for the teachers who is teaching science and biology subjects. So the teachers will know the misconception arise among the students. So the teachers will help the students to fix the misconception by sharing or giving our product, which is comic, to their students. Thirdly, the product can be used to university students who is taking biology courses for their extra references. And lastly, our product is for pre-service teachers and practicum teachers who is teaching science and biology subjects. So they can use our product to help them to prepare the lesson activity before they entering the class or school for the further teaching and learning. I think that's all from me. Thank you.